As usual, we'll start off with Eurodollar. So Eurodollar here, we saw that price pulled back into this 1.1150 level here, and now it's trading in this range. So when this story came out about Prime Minister Johnson here, we saw this drop in euro. So right now, prices are trading in a range here. So as long as price stays below 1.1150, I am looking for it to come back down towards 1.1120 and then potentially into 1.1080 level here. So bias here is to the downside for Eurodollar. Pound dollar here, this one, the bias is still to the downside here. We've seen two back-to-back pin bars here, and that shows a rejection here. So we see that price wasn't able to go all the way up to even retest the high. We have a lower high, so looking for price to drop here. First target here would be 1.3220, and then we're looking for, so which is this support resistance level, and then we're looking for a further drop. If price breaks below this level, we're looking for a further drop towards 1.3100. So for now, bias here is bearish. So if price breaks through the support level, then we can see a continuation move to the downside here. So keep an eye on that. Bias is bearish for pound dollar. First target 1.3220, second target 1.3100. Aussie dollar here. This one we see that price has also been trading in a range here. Price has been, price is right here. So today's candle close was neutral here. We saw that price opened and closed at exactly the same level. So bias here is to the downside. And once we see the price break below this support level at 0.6870, where it's at currently, so we do need to see a break below this and a hold for this move to continue. So we have this inefficient move to the upside here. That move can get filled. So keep an eye on that. Target here is 0.6800. So bias here is to the downside for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar here, this one as well, today's candle close is neutral here. And we see that price hasn't really done a whole lot. It's just kind of traded sideways here. And bias is neutral for this one. So for price to continue lower, we do need to see a break below 0.6580. So the numbers that came in today were positive for or higher than expected for New Zealand. And as a result, we have seen New Zealand dollar go up a bit. But what I'm looking for here is a break. So should the price break below, only then I'm looking for price to drop towards 0.6520. Now, if it holds above, then this one could go and retest the high at 0.6650. So keep that in mind. For now, bias is neutral. If it holds below 0.6580, then I'd be looking for a move towards 0.6520. Dollar CAD here, dollar CAD hasn't really gone up much. This one did drop and then came into the support level and has pushed up. So at this point, this is neutral. So in this case, if we see that price maintains or holds below 1.3170, I would look for a retest of the low here, and then we could see a move like that. So here bias is neutral, looking for price to retest 1.3120. So neutral bias for dollar CAD. Gold here, this one as well, bias is neutral. Today's candle close is totally neutral. Now with this one, as long as it stays below 1483, we're looking for a drop. Price has been trading in this range for some time now, so still holding in this range. And this is what I'm basically expecting price to stay at. So neutral bias here for gold as well. Oil. Oil has been pushing up, so bias is bullish. We are into resistance, so keep that in mind. in order for this to continue higher, we do need to see a break of the high. And if it doesn't, then we could see this one come down. But bullish bias for the moment, 61 is the next target. And then above that, if should it go through, we're looking at 61.50. So bullish bias for oil. Copper here, copper is trading in a range at the moment. So it's been up and down here, but it is range bound. We do have a bullish candle close today, so this one could go towards the high at 2.79. And then if it stays below that, I will look for a drop. But for now, bias is bullish within this range. It's still range bound, so overall it is neutral. But because today's candle closes bullish, this one could go higher into 2.79. Bitcoin here, a rough day for Bitcoin. We did see that break through the support here. On the weekend, we talked about how it was sitting into the support. It was looking a little heavy. So we did see that drop. Next target here is to the downside now. So we have a nice bearish candle close, looking for price to drop further. 6,500 is the target here. So this is the move I'm looking for. 6,500, which is the bottom of this level here, is the target. So bearish bias for Bitcoin. S&P 500, this one has been quite bullish here. So we have seen this big move up in equities right now. Wall Street is very, very bullish looking at the moment here. Everything is pushing higher. That trade deal, or the announcement of the trade deal, was bullish here for all the equity markets, and we've seen everything go up. So bias here is bullish. However, I would be careful now. We are coming into the end of the year, which means people will be looking to close out trades, and I'm talking about institutional traders here. They'd be looking to close out trades, so keep that in mind. Overall, though, bullish bias, but if we do not hear any kind of positive news in regards to the trade deal, we could see this one drop. So as long as price stays below 3,200, we could see a drop. For it to continue, we do need to see a break and a continuation here. But for now, bias is bullish. 30 to 35 is the target to the upside. Nasdaq, same thing here. We have seen that move higher. It's still looking bullish. Next target here is, next target here would be 86.50 that I'm looking at. So bias is bullish. And with this one here, we could get a bit of a pullback into 85.20 and then a further move higher. So bias is bullish, and as long as it stays above 85.20, I will look for a move higher here. So bullish bias, target 86.50 for Nasdaq. Okay, so here we are looking at Dow Jones. Dow Jones is not looking terribly bullish here. We do have a pin bar, and if price stays below 28,280, I will look for a drop here. So this one could turn because it's kind of been stuck at this level for some time. Now, should it go through here, then it could continue up. But for now, I'm neutral on this, because if it stays below 28,280, I will look for that drop back towards 28,000 and then potentially into 27,780. So for now, neutral bias for Dow Jones. DAX here, DAX is looking bullish, and if it holds above 13,300, this one could go further here into, let's pull back a bit here. This one could go further up into 13,450. So bullish bias here for DAX as well. Actually, this one could probably go higher into 13,500. So bullish bias for DAX here. FTSE, a huge move to the upside here. Now, with the news story, we'll have to see how that news story plays out. If price, if there are follow-up comments in regards to that, and we actually see Prime Minister Johnson taking steps in that direction of creating a law to actually make sure that deadline doesn't get extended, that would be negative and we could see FTSE drop. But at this point, this is looking bullish. Big, huge move to the upside today. We are into resistance here. This is where we are all the way. So if price doesn't break the high, we could see it drop. And we'll really need to keep an eye on what the developments are. So if the developments are negative, which means we get follow-up comments in regards to that Brexit stuff, then we could see this one drop back into 74.20. So bias here is neutral for FTSE. And then last but not least, we have Nikkei here. The daily candle close here was bullish. So we have seen price pull back, but as long as it stays above 24,000 or 23,940 here, this one could still continue higher. So bias for the time being is bullish. And as long as it stays above 23,940, this one could go further. So bullish bias here as well for Nikkei. Now, we are seeing a lot of positivity in the equity markets. So if we see that the US and China deal fails to come through, the equity markets could reverse. So just keep an eye on that. But because a lot of people are interested in seeing the market close in the bullish here, in the bullish territory, we could just see a delay of the trade deal kind of results later into early January. So that would basically, as long as the market is expecting something positive, we are likely to just see it just pushing through. But keep an eye on it, because any new developments can change the direction where prices are going. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.